I've spent since this is my first time in Idaho, I've never I don't ever look at it on the map because you know what I'm saying. Like I've only ever flown over it if I was like flying somewhere, but it's something I didn't. It doesn't really occur to me. I don't think about it that much for some reason. But
Well, also like in the west of the United States, states are huge.
yeah, they're all massive.
Yeah, first time I went to the East Coast, my dad was from Vermont, and my sister was going to go to Pennsylvania for college, and so we were up in Vermont visiting family. We drove down to Pennsylvania, and it's like, oh, you're now through New York. Oh, now you're in Pennsylvania. I was like, oh, that wasn't even that long of a drive. Like,
yeah,
that's like driving through Idaho, and I went through 3 states.
It's
so
crazy. Yeah. Well, it's like I drove for example, I was in Colorado last month, and I drove 4.5 hours west to do another interview, and still in the same state. You drive 4.5 hours west from like Maine, you drove through like 5 states.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or 4 states or something. It's like, it's just a very different perspective on just, distance and stuff like that. Like, people, for example, people in like Oahu who are in Hawaii, it might take you an hour and a half to drive the full circumference of the whole island. And so like, when people get stationed out there or something, they're like, man, they get that island fever sometimes because they're used to being able to drive for 4.5 hours. And some people like those long drives, and you don't have that out there. I mean, you could drive for 3 hours and circle the whole island twice, which is still fun and still beautiful, like scenery and stuff. But it's just not the same as doing like a road trip across Colorado or up and down Idaho through the mountains or something like that, or Montana. Montana's got tons of great country you can drive out and stuff like. But I think this part of the country is beautiful. Like I do, I really like it out here. I love visiting the Rockies and these central states. Not necessarily the West Coast, but like just before you get to the West Coast, all the Rockies and the big huge states that are out here where there's a whole bunch of open nothing. Which I think is really, it's just beautiful. It's one of the things I like about the United States. There's so many things to see here that are just unbelievable, environments that it's like, why would I want to travel anywhere else on the planet right now when I still need to explore the United States? I'd rather spend time exploring the states that I live in because there's so much beautiful stuff here to see. And if you haven't taken the time, why not do that first before going to France? Why not tour the United States before going to whatever given country? That's just my personal perspective.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, now at Genesis, I work with a lot of international clients. Yeah. And they talk about like when they take vacation, they come to the States.
Yeah.
Because they're like, it's so big.
It's so big, yeah.
And you can do so much.
Speaking of Genesis, how long after you left the police force did it take before you got to Genesis?